not share resources? We are no competition. See, today you look at, forget about all the other industries. Just look at the trade industry today. Once upon a time, trade industry was also like a dental lab industry where there were all small kirana shops. Today they are all coexisting and living. मेरे पास नहीं है तो मैं phone करूँगा. I have done this always. I know a lot of friends here. I am open person. I think I believed in that, and I still continue to do that. I was one fellow. I think I can see a lot of faces who have called me and said, "Sir, Shiva Shankar sir, मुझे चाहिए." मैं बोला, "Sir, भेज दो, करके दे दूँगा." No problem for me. Because what I am thinking is, I am thinking as an administrator, I am thinking that I have a spare capacity, my machine is not working in the night. अगर मैं machine को चलाया रात में, तो I am earning money. The machine, if it sits silently in your room, in your lab, is not making money. Because every machine has got a life. And all machines have a life. I always say, I make friends with all my, fun with all my technicians, all my service friends who are there, is that one year honeymoon period for all machines. उसको जितना भी घिसाओ, क्योंकि वारंटी में है ना, चलेगा, कुछ भी आता है तो चलेगा. सेकेंड ईयर वो इतना बड़ा बिल देगा, सर 2 लाख का आ गया सर, एक स्पिंडल गया सर 2 लाख. then you say, अरे यार ये 2 लाख किधर से लाऊं मैं? So this is what you have to start thinking into it. Now it is high time, at least the people inside this hall should start looking into this as a different way of looking into business. What is our target workflows? As I told you, again, we need not think about everything I want to do. You know what, people call me and say, sir, Shiva Shankar sir, मुझे milling machine खरीदना है, कौन सा खरीदूं मैं बोलता हूँ, I stopped answering to them in the singular manner. मैं बोलता हूँ एक email भेजना, नहीं तो phone में बात करेंगे. My first question I ask is, what work are you doing? कितना यूनिट काम कर रहे हो आप? क्या कर रहे हो आप क्राउन एंड ब्रिज कर रहे हो, या इम्प्लांट का काम कर रहे हो, या मेटल मिलिंग कर रहे हो, या मेटल कर रहे हो? उसके हिसाब से हम मिलिंग मशीन चूज करेंगे ना. हमको क्या है, मिलिंग मशीन जब खरीदना है, हम वेंडर को जाएंगे, बोलेंगे मुझे एक मिलिंग मशीन चाहिए, 5 एक्सिस मिलिंग मशीन चाहिए, और मैं सब कुछ काम करना चाहता हूँ, और जिरकोनिया भी करता हूँ, पीक भी करता हूँ, मेटल भी करता हूँ, अगर कल कहीं और मेटल आ गया उस पर भी करना चाहता हूँ मैं. And he says, sir, 60 lakh, 70 lakh, अरे यार सस्ता नहीं है. Then सस्ता जुगाड़ will come. They will say, sir, this machine is doing everything. No offense meant to any machine manufacturer again. ये सब कर सकता है सर. And in bracket there are conditions apply. तो बोलेगा सर करेंगे, एक मेटल क्राउन मैं करूँगा सर. एक मेटल क्राउन मिल करने के लिए हमारा मशीन, क्योंकि हमारा स्पिंडल है इतना कैपेसिटी, मिल करने के लिए 1 घंटा लगेगा सर. एक कोपिंग करने के लिए 1 घंटा लगेगा, और वेट होगा. मैं वेट और ड्राई मशीन चाहिए मुझे. वेट और ड्राई मशीन में क्या होता है, टुडे आई एम यूजिंग अ वेट मशीन. बिलीव मी, विथ वॉट एवर सेंसर्स विच इज इनसाइड, इफ यू चेंज इट टू अ ड्राई, it takes some time, because if you want your machine to run a longer way, it takes time, because otherwise zirconia इतना एड़ा मटेरियल है, वो इतना पाउडर, वो किधर भी जाके घुसाएगा. wherever there's a small hole, it will go get stuck there, and it will rush the whole place. These are all with my experiences I'm talking. So we need to start looking into, when I want to buy a milling machine, let us look into it. If my workflow is going to be zirconia, wax and PMMA, why should I buy a machine which is going to be 75 lakhs? I will work with a machine which is 25 lakhs and I will earn the money out faster. If my workflow is going to be metal, then I will look into a bigger machine. Or best is, in a month I am getting one framework, I might as well give it to Shrikant and say, Shrikant, मिल करके दे देना यार, जो भी पैसा है मांग दो. I have no problems, because I am doing only one framework, no? Yeah, happy, everybody is happy, no? So this is what we need to think about it. Understand our doctor's capabilities. As I told you, look at your scenario. Whenever you are starting investing on all these technologies, I feel you don't rush through your commercializations. Understand, go back, look into your work, what you have done for the last 2 years or last 3 years, and see what you require. You already have a milling machine. Do you want a second milling machine? You look into what you are doing it in the last 1 year. How many units have I done a day? Is it really a requirement for me to go to a second milling machine? If I have exceeded a capacity what my machine can do in a day, yes, definitely I warrant to do to a second machine. So it is there. Do I require a DMLS? Do I have so many units in a day? Then we will think about it. Because DMLS is a lovely machine. It's a super machine, but it's a Superman. You know what? You have to keep on feeding it. Otherwise, you know, you've seen these WWF wrestlers, Kali, great Kali from Punjab, one fellow is there, no big fellow. You have seen his video where he says, मैं दिन में 20 अंडा खाता हूँ, 1 kg मुर्गा खाता हूँ, 5 लीटर दूध पीता हूँ. Our DMLS machines are that. So we need to start thinking on it, whether we really look into that, or should just for the prestige part of it, are we putting our money into it? Once invested, you allocate training resources. You get trained. As a owner of the lab, I would say, you get trained first. You don't have to use the machine. There are many lab owners here. This has been my secret. When I was working in the laboratory, conference laboratory, I have had 23 years of laboratory. I have not had a single person who left my lab and gone. The secret is simple. You as a owner should assert to your fellow colleagues or fellow technicians that I know. If you are not there, I am not going to sink. So I would always say, you get first trained along with your people. Then you know what, you're maintained at the same level. You know you can use the machine in a proper way, in a proper technique, and how do you do it. So this is what is my rule thing there. Second thing is, with every month, like how I pay my EMI, I would keep a small amount in a contingency fund. I would say this is an AMC fund. An AMC fund is a fund which in any untoward incident, I have to spend that money, I need to keep that. All of us do medical health insurance, right? When we are doing medical health insurance, doesn't mean touch wood, no, it should not happen to anybody. Are we going to fall sick tomorrow? But we are doing still a medical health insurance. To our equipment also requires medical health insurance for our equipment, for our materials, for our everything, where we start thinking on it. We should start thinking, and when you are thinking on it, you have to start all these in jotting out, and then you should start putting it. You can make the best utilization of the technology when you are looking into it. Technology today, integrating technology is the last part today. You have, you know what, you have enough guarantee resources, banks are ready to give you money like this. 1 crore ka kya hai? Mil jayega. But you need to start thinking on all these things and bringing the resources. We have all these, you know what, when we have been, all of us when we started our lab, no, we know what is the calculation. I will ask anybody in this hall who are a little senior technician, when they were having a ceramic furnace with them, boss, aapka BOM kya hai? BOM kya hai aapka jab PFM karte ho? सर मेरा वैक्स का इतना चार्ज है सर, मेरा कास्टिंग का इतना चार्ज है सर, इन्वेस्टमेंट का कितना चार्ज है सर, मेरा सेरामिक का मटेरियल का इतना चार्ज है सर, फर्नेस का इतना चार्ज है सर. डन. मुझे 200 रुपया आ गया सर, 250 आ गया, मैं 500 में बेच रहा हूँ, 200 में 50 मैं घर के लेके जा रहा हूँ. इट वॉज अ वेरी क्लियर कट पॉलिसी. अभी क्या है, डिजिटल हो गया, एक तरफ से मेरा इन्वेस्टमेंट बढ़ता ही जा रहा है, बट इधर इज नॉट गोइंग अप. सो वी शुड स्टार्ट लुकिंग इनटू द सेम BOM what we have done. We should say, okay, 10 rupees for my machine, 5 rupees for my maintenance, 2 rupees for my labor, and then is my munafa. So these, if you calculate in this way and run a laboratory, your pricing will be a little higher. No doubt, I am not telling you that you are going to compete, but who are you competing with? Are you doing you know what, if by this competition, are you gaining anything? If I am running a race, see, I have a BMW or I have a Ferrari car inside this. I have a Ferrari which is inside my house. But can I drive it in Indian roads today in Ferrari? No fun. Ambani, you know what, all those videos Ambani shows, so many cars he's kept. 200 cars are lying in his godown. But what for what fun? It is not being used in a proper way. So we should not become, we are not Ambanis. We are regular people, hard-working people who have put our hard work and money into this whole industry. This is our everything. So if we need to do this, we need to be very, very, very calculative in doing this, and we should start seeing this. Now you can ask me, the second question is, sir, you are talking so many things today. What were you doing? See, these are something which I have learnt over the years. These are something which I have started thinking about it after, you know what, after going through this running race. I was also in the rat race running. But after that I started thinking on these things and said, this is the thing which we need to look into. Are we doing it into it? Future expansions, we should think about it. If you're not going into do it, see, everybody's got, when I buy a car, I know that my car is only for 5 years. At end of 5th year, what car I should buy also I have it in my mind. And when I'm looking at my dental laboratory, I have to see the scenario after 5 years, where am I going heading at? How is my children going to live? How am I going to live? Am I going to buy a house? Am I going to buy a car? How is my social status going to become? So it is all these things which you need to start thinking when you are looking into your workflow portfolio onto it. As I told you, return on investment, we all calculate all these things. In a traditional workflow, everybody knew by fingertips what is our inflow, what is our outflow. Today with digitization come into the picture, we do not know what is happening. One tool, for example, I am doing a full arch metal milling, titanium milling. My friend gave us titanium milling. He said, if you carefully watch his words, he said that there are a lot of challenges when you are doing this. Yes, all the CAM workflows are done and things like that. I am milling and one tool breaks. 5,000 gaya. And I have told doctor 25,000 rupees. मेरा एक framework. अभी 5,000 एक नया टूल अभी लगाया मैंने, वो फट से गया, तो किधर जाऊं मैं? मेरा तो ROI सभी चला गया ना. तो always when I say, when people ask me, sir, how do you calculate for a pricing? I say, मेरा डिस्क है, मेरा डिस्क एक डिस्क में मैं 30 कर सकता हूँ, 25 भी कर सकता हूँ. मैं कैलकुलेशन के हिसाब से मैं 20 से ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं करता हूँ. मैं अगर 25 किया, जो 5 है ना, वो मेरा इंश्योरेंस अमाउंट है. 20 है मेरा एक्सपेंडिचर, और 5 जो बनाता हूँ मेरा इंश्योरेंस अमाउंट है. वो मैं साइड में रखता हूँ, तो कभी भी यूज़ कर सकता हूँ मैं उसको. So this is how we have to start thinking in our science. You know what, when I ask people at 500, 600, 700 rupees they are doing a zirconia. Today morning I was talking to someone else, they were telling 600 rupees mein zirconia crown बेचते हैं. I said, what is he doing by, what is he achieved by doing 600 rupees a zirconia crown? नहीं, मेरा वॉल्यूम का वर्क हो जाएगा और मैं 24/7 में मशीन चलाऊंगा. 24/7 घंटा चलाएगा मशीन. क्या होता है मशीन को? आफ्टर 24/7 आप चलाओ तो 6 महीने में वो मशीन बोलेगा, अरे यार मैं बहुत थक गया हूं, मुझे रिटायर कर दो. And what have you earned by that 50 rupees? Your margin is 50 rupees. What have you earned in that 50 rupees? Nothing. When you come to the next machine, you realize in a very, very hard way. So I feel we do not have to compromise. See, just because this is out of the context, but just because you are charging 600 rupees, do you think if I am a dentist, I will take a crown at 600 rupees to you? Do you think I will do a crown for 1,000 rupees to a patient? My charges will be the same. So why should we cut down on ourselves? And whom are we cutting down? Again, brothers. We are cutting our own brothers and sisters inside our own field. So where are we heading to? That is all is my, after talking all these things, I am just asking you one simple question is, where are we heading? As a laboratory science, as technologists, is this the place we need to head to? Or we need to head to a bigger place? I was just talking to my friend from VHF. I just spoke to this and he immediately said, oh, Dr. Shiv, you're talking the right thing. This is what is happening. The same thing happened in Germany, the same thing happened in Italy. There also the same thing. He was telling, he's from a city called Düsseldorf. Not Düsseldorf, Stuttgart, I'm sorry. He said there are 400 laboratories in Stuttgart. 400 laboratories in Stuttgart. Stuttgart is, compared to Goa, Bangalore, it is one bloody tiny village. It's a tiny village. And then there are 400 technicians. And today what is the scenario? There are only 100 technicians there. Because what's happening is people are moving away. Nobody wants, I am a dental technician, I don't want my son to be a dental technician at all. We are moving them away. And now what's happening is, now the technicians who are there, or younger technicians who have come in there, have consolidated. They say to the doctors, but this is my pricing. If you're interested, give it. If you want to give it out. I am not responsible for what your workflow is. Believe me, if you have a long relationship and your work is valued, they will come back to you. Today there is no dearth of dentists. So, and you don't have to undersell yourself by talking this. By underselling, you are not going anywhere to talk about things. Only but you know what you are doing in underselling? You are compromising on the quality of the material what you are using. You are compromising on the quality of tool what you are using. मेरा VHF का tool है 5,000. मैं चाइना का जुगाड़ का टूल लेता हूँ, तो मुझे क्या होता है? 1000 में मिल जाता है, 700 में मिल जाता है. 700 में क्या हो रहा है? You know what? This is a story which has happened in dentists. In between, because I was in a part of conference, this is again a story which I know. In conference, there was in between a couple of years when these Chinese handpieces made a big show. NSK handpieces the sales of NSK handpieces dropped like crazy. We were all worried, what's happening and everything. But after 1.5 years, the sales of NSK handpieces did not go. The amount of cartridges what NSK sold was over the roof. So all of a sudden, NSK people got, Japanese, they are very calculative. They started writing mails to us saying that, what's happening? Something going wrong in India? These many spares we are not selling anywhere in the world. Why is India asking so many spares? That is because, handpieces, tools. One tool is 100 rupees. I buy a tool at 10 rupees, 20 rupees. Jo tool hai na, wo kg mein milta hai. You go to China, you'll get it in kgs. And they're all run-out tools. There's a 1 micron run-out, 2 micron run-out in our tools. They're all gone tools. We do not know that run-out. And when we are using our handpieces, because of that run-out, our cartridge goes. Many of our spindles are having the same issues. When people say, sir, mera 1 saal ho gaya sir, mera spindle gaya sir. मैं बोला यार कितना क्राउन क्या 100 यूनिट कर रहे थे दिन में? नहीं सर, क्या सर 20-25 यूनिट कर रहा था सर. मैं बोला अरे यार, if you had done a spindle maintenance, nothing should have gone wrong. Then you know what, you start analyzing and then you say, did you do every month spindle analysis? Sir, वो क्या है सर? मैं बोला कॉलेज को निकालो और उसके एक वाइट ग्रीस लगा के वो क्लीन करके कर सकना. वो करना है सर मुझे. Then I asked, okay, tools में क्या यूज किया? सर वो मिला था ना सर, 700 रुपया मिला था सर, 100 यूनिट या 200-150 यूनिट करता था सर मैं बोला यार, you look into all these things, this is where you are done. But if I buy a quality tool from a company or another company or things like that, you are saving that long-term money. When he says, he said PHF, he's got a closed portfolio where he says, my tool, my material, my cam, my machine, I guarantee. So this is the workflow which we need to follow. I'm not telling you. See, again, I'm not here for any company's sake. This is just to give you an overview. And you know what? The whole thing goes to Manzar Bhai. Because Manzar Bhai is the guy who's brought me here. So there is no company per se which I am talking on this platform. So it is just a general way we are looking into it. How do we calculate? What do we need to take into consideration? I talk about equipment. I talk about design services. I talk about camp services. I talk about my software. I talk about my upgrade on my softwares. Everything has to be calculated into it. And as I told you, save some money for your rainy day. That is how you really arrive at a pricing for your product. Material cost is the smallest cost. अरे यार, you go to a 5-star hotel, जो चाय देता है वो 250 का देता है, 300 का देता है. वो वही चाय पत्ती यूज कर रहा है ना, वही दूध यूज कर रहा है. और चाय इतना बदतर है उधर, आप नहीं रख सकते हो. If you go to a tapori wala, give him 10 rupees, you give a good tea. But the ingredients are the same. It's only the person who's making it and the ambience what is making is there. So in dentistry, when we are using costly equipment, we are using equipments 10 times more expensive than any dentist is having in his practice. It is our right to see that we are keeping a quality way of working. At the end of the day, we also have to live. We also, without headache. My vision when Manzar has been with me for the last 5, 6, 7, I think this is the 5th, right? Yeah, 5th. Last 5 times, I think the first person he came and met me in the first conference. The moment he said, I said, Manzar bhai, I am there. Because you know what, this is a platform where today we are sitting, 50 people sitting inside this hall. I should get, I'll be the most happiest person if on a laboratory conference, we have 1,000 people sitting inside the hall. Why I am telling this is, all those 1,000 people have the courage to close the lab for 2 days. It is not for anything else. It is the way they should get a courage, say, boss, I am closing my lab for 2 days. The world is not going to go upside down. I have to come here, spend my time for my professional development, for my camaraderie. A doctor, a dentist, when he goes to a conference, a prosthetic dental society conference, there are 3,000 doctors who are coming into that. For 4 days, they forget everything. They close their clinics and come in, no? Have they gone on loss? So we should start looking into it. When the day happens, I'll be the most happiest person. And last evening, I sent to Manzar also the same thing. I sent him a message saying that, Manzar bhai, you're doing a wonderful job, and I should really appreciate him for being, for being an optimist. To be honest, boss, I'm doing a conference like this in this venue, and I spend so much money. Poor fellow, the whole year he travels from one state to another, one conference to another conference, saying, sir, mera lab ko conference hai, sir, mera lab ko conference hai, sir. He's doing so much, and then we are not able to reciprocate it. It is not going to work. And I tell you, he will also be the most happiest person when we as a group come into this place and start discussing start developing not only professionalism, also developing our self-realization into it. A self-help group it should become. So all of us are in the boat. Let us all compete. There is nothing wrong in competition. Competition is the way of life. But all of us have to live in this world in a nice way. We need sufficient resources. I've already gone these things. All these things I've already spoken. I don't want to go. These are my last few words. Digital technology is a great leveler. Very, very great leveler. So digital technology will enable technicians or dentists to produce restorations of unparalleled accuracy and durability. But the person behind the technology is more important than the technology itself. Technology is there. Technology is an aid. Use the technology as an aid and to growth. To our personal growth. To growth of the community. If we are healthy, people around us will be healthy. If you go to a US lab today, the requirement for running a laboratory in the US is not just money. You have to adhere to so many more features. You talk about OSHA, you talk about occupational safety hazard, you talk about how my environment is, how my air conditioning is working, whether I'm using a particular filter, whether I'm using X, Y, Z things. All those things matter into the workflow. And we, having invested, see, I'm not talking that we are working in a dingy place. We are all invested the same amount of money, or if not more money than what an abroad lab is done. Any laboratory in the world, I have traveled around the world, Srikanth has traveled, Ramana Reddy has traveled, we have seen everywhere. We are no way inferior to anybody in the world. But why should we start thinking inferior to us? My friends, at least I thought I will put a seed of thought into your mind that we all have to start collectively thinking. I know it is not easy. I know it is not something to, today we've all talked and tomorrow morning I go and raise 500 rupees. It is not a practicality. But at least let us all start consciously thinking and moving ahead. Competition is always there. Why? An Apple phone, Tim Cook comes from USA to open one Apple showroom inside Mumbai. And bloody people are standing in queue. You know, and I hate them, I feel them, they are fools. What is there in an iPhone? iPhone fellow says, I can take a movie in iPhone 13. Can I and you shoot a movie in an iPhone 13? So why are we going gung-ho or something else which is there? We are ourselves. Let us all start believing in us. You know what, I can talk this very easily because I come from a different background and talking on it. But you know what, as I told you in my first statement, I have passion. This passionism is, you know what, dentist, I'm not, you know what, I have friends, I've gone through dentists, but somehow I feel at home with dental technicians. I can easily go into anybody's lab. People who have seen me here, they say, sir, hamara lab chota hai, sir, aa sakte ho. I go, yaar, lab is lab. That is God. For me, it is God. So to go to any temple in any part of the world or any part of the corner of things, I am ready to do it. Because it is something which I value what it is. So let us all start valuing ourselves. Let us all start looking into this and doing it. Digitization is not about replacing technicians. Today morning also we had an interesting talk on chatbot, AI and all those things. AI and all will do single crowns, boss. When you look into multiple units, AI is all bull. It is not understanding, it's an idiot. You've seen an ad of a AI in LinkedIn or something. There's one prisoner, a robot is coming and giving a bread through a jail door. It's trying to give a bread like this because it's been programmed to give a bread like this. So that fellow says, you have to give it like this and bring it. It turns his hand and gives it. Next time he's asking for a water. You know what he's doing? The cup is there, it goes like this and goes and gives. So it's only as we program. And if we program our mind, we are the most beautiful brains in this world. The most talented brains, and I always kudos to all my dental technician friends inside India because, you know what, we are a step ahead from all the technicians around the world, boss. Believe me, because we do not have formal education here. We do not have formal education. Each one of us, except me, maybe I'm a prosthodontist, that's okay. But each one of us have struggled hard to get that knowledge. We work 3 times more than what a foreign technician is learning. Because we need to do so many things more. We need to burn our midnight oil to work on these machines. When I started my CEREC journey, I know. You know what? Ashish is not here. But no offense meant to that company. I bought my first machine and I called up the vice president of the company. I said, the machine is landed up. He said, Shiva Shankar, it will take 2 months for my technician to come to install. Why, sir? Because that time German law says, the technician did not have anti-rabies vaccine, he will not be able to allow to India because of the health insurance. I said, sir, don't worry, I am not going to make him go to a dog and bite it. He said, Shiva Shankar, that's the law. Then you know what I did? I started doing it. No, those days, no mobiles, no WhatsApps, no phones, only email. I opened up the machine. I told my boy, Ashok, who's now in IVORY, I told Ashok, chal yeah, we'll open. Open karke bataya, 15 days back, Mr. Ogle called me and said, Shiva Shankar, my technician is ready to come. I said, sir, please send an advanced technician. I don't want basic training because I've already run the machine. My machine has already done 200 units. He said, what did you do? How did you do a warranty and all? I said, you come and see. If there's something wrong with the warranty, it's okay, I don't care. We have to show something. When we are doing so much, we also have to do things. So it is all about allowing experienced technicians to become more efficient. So use this technology to the best use of us. You know, and today morning, in one of the WhatsApp groups, I said, we should not end up like this. Expectation to reality, we should not become. This is just a WhatsApp video. I just got a WhatsApp when I was driving in the car, and I immediately downloaded it on my laptop to show this. No, you know what? I'm not telling you that this is. We have to change this reality. We are already in that party mood now. Goa, no? Another 5 minutes, I'll complete my presentation, and all of us go have a beach mood and party mode. Our laboratory also should become a party mode to all of us. Yeah? Germans say 4 o'clock, sundown. After that, beer. So let's all party, no? Let's all enjoy life. So my friends, this is what I wanted to keep it a light-hearted way. At the same time, I wanted to drive a point saying that we are inferior to nobody. At least in this hall, we should be very proud to say that I'm a dental technician. I run a dental laboratory, and I am the most techno-savvy guy in this dental world. I will challenge anybody, any doctor friend of mine. If anybody says he is more techno-savvy than a dentist, from a dental technician, I would differ. He might be techno-savvy in the gadgets what he uses. But the knowledge of gadgets, nobody can beat a dental technician, boss. A guy who's just passed SSLC, PUC, is operating a milling machine, which is a complex 5-axis milling machine with a cam. Daddy, a dentist going to go and tell a cam they are not able to understand what is cam, and we know what is cam, we know what is CAD. And it is done by a guy who's got 12 standard or a 10 standard degree who's doing this. So we should be very, very proud of it, and we should not, you know what, at least we should start thinking that we are in a very, very, you know what, we are in a very, very good place. And we should take it from here forward rather than going down. Because I'm seeing there's a slide. We should not happen this slide to it. We have to arrest this slide and start working into it. And only when all of our minds join together and start thinking about it, we can do it. Here, my friend, good friend Javregada is here. You know, when we call up, half an hour we call, sir, we have to bring ESI to our people, sir. We have to bring PF to our people, sir. We have to do this. So many things we start talking on this. But unfortunately, when we call for a meeting, people don't come. People don't turn up. At the end of the day, everybody is living, boss. Everybody has to live. Everybody has to enjoy life. Dental laboratory is not life. There is a bigger world outside. Let us all enjoy life. Enjoy Goa. Thank you. Thank you so much.